Hey, and welcome to lesson 2 of 5. We're going to dive right on in and get to it. So let's talk about this business of one. Okay. We're going to talk about this business of one because we want to know the things that we can sell. When we're first starting off in business, typically we're doing it by ourselves. Now, there's some husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend teams, but ultimately we are doing it by ourselves. Every business that I've ever ran, I pretty much started it by myself. Yes, I had a boyfriend at the time and then it was our thing. But most of the time, I've always used my own money, never took out really business loans or anything like that to fund my endeavors. Everything that I've built over the years has been out of my own pocket, my own earnings, and reinvesting my revenues into the business to grow it further. So that's how a lot of the things got started for me. Right now, I solely believe in the business of one. I am a business of one. I love solopreneurship, but I do understand that a lot of people are promoting teams out here on these internet streets. And that just depends on you and the type of business that you want to run. But in the beginning, we typically do everything. But I want you to understand this. Bigger doesn't necessarily mean better. I know some entrepreneurs who went and dived headfirst into this team building thing. And they built out their course. They had this big empire, but they made it more complicated than what it needed to be. So they made this big business. They had people on their team, they were responsible for payroll. So when sales didn't go the way they wanted, they had that extra stress. It turned into them having to manage people or then hire somebody to manage the people and then manage that person. And it became a bigger issue to the point this person, and this is a celebrity influencer that I'm speaking of here, but I'm not going to drop any names. I'm just giving you the background of the story because they thought that this was the bigger, better thing. And they're trying to do all the things that's being advised or what other people are saying. And this person ended up taking a sabbatical, like shut down the business, had to lay off people, who were relying on that income because that was their job. So now this influencer is heartbroken because they had to let people go or went without to fund, their employees, quote unquote, salaries so they can take care of their families and people that was dependent upon them. So this person ended up taking a sabbatical and then dropped their course, shut down their whole multi-million-dollar business to do simple digital products and became a business of one to simplify their business, their mindset, and the things that they want to do. Sometimes you don't know this until you actually do it and go through it. And I've been through it. I had the team. I had the brick and mortar where I managed people. And it all comes down to understanding what it is that you want at the end. Do you want to be able to travel and just depend on you and not have anybody's salaries dependent upon you? Because then at that point, you have other people's livelihoods in your hand. How much of that do you want on your conscience and on your plate when you're the person who these other people depend on? Like, do you want that level of responsibility? And so a lot of it tends to, you got to think about what it is you want at the end of the day. But when you typically starting off as a business of one. Bigger doesn't necessarily mean better. It can be more headache. Having a team doesn't necessarily breed success either. It can take more from you because the more people you hire, the more people you have to pay, which breaks into your profit margins. So it decreases your net profit margin because you're taking out of your profits to pay your contractors or the people that you're hiring. Be sure before you be team. So before you start to grow a team or bring people into like this team type of business atmosphere, be sure that's what you want and understand when you start delegating in this way where you're relying on people to do certain things, is very important that you should know how to do them yourself before you delegate them. And I have no problem with building out teams or nothing against it personally, but I know people who have built multiple seven-figure businesses just by themselves. And when I know people that has done that, I know it's doable. It's, do you have the systems and the automation in place to make it manageable for yourself? And those are the hands, right? The skills in things that you need to learn. Also, you need to have the headspace for it as well. And what I mean by that, let's go back to the previous lesson where we talked about the how, the hands, the head, the heart, and the health. The skill in doing it is one thing. So we can learn the skills needed to be able to put processes and systems in place to make things easier as a business of a one-person business. But you also have to have the headspace and know that you can do it. It is possible to build out a multiple 7-figure income, revenue business digitally, right? It's definitely possible. I know over a dozen people who are doing it right now. So it is possible, but you have to believe it is possible and believe that it's something you can do without having to need a team. Now, you have some people out here that has built their businesses with a team. So that's how they know how to do it. That's their how, is to do it with a team. Remember, I said the how is the least important, because there's lots of different hows. You can do that in a lot of different ways. And again, like I previously stated in that story, that influencer had the team, had the this, had the that, and made multiple 6 figures, but then took it away and still made multiple 6 figures alone. So the how it was done is based on you. And you need to get in tune with that when you're talking about what it is that you want to sell. Okay. So you're going to start off as one. If you ever think about building out a team or delegating something, or even part of your community, if you start building a community of like-minded individuals, vibe is everything. That's why I have like this vibe going on in Empire Builders community, because the vibe is action taken, because that's me. We're going to take action. We're going to have fun. We're going to do the damn thing. So that's my approach, right? So vibe is everything. So have a vibe to what it is that you want to do, but let it be your vibe, not nobody else's vibe. And the right people will come to you, and you can do all of this being a one-person business. So let's jump into what it is that you can sell. Okay, this is important because every successful entrepreneur, in order to make money online, you have to sell something. It's an exchange of value. I'm giving you this in a digital format so you can consume it digitally. And in return for that value I'm giving you, you're going to give me payment, which is money. And at the end of the day, no matter if you call yourself a salesperson or I'm not a salesperson, to run a business, you have to sell. Now, how you sell and the methods you use to sell can be different. So you can still sell without feeling salesy or like a salesperson. But at the end of the day, at the foundation, at the core, at the atom level, you're still making a sale. Okay. Whether you sounding salesy or not, because you got to have a sale to make money to bring the gasoline, which is the cash flow, into your business. Just like with a car, without gas in the car won't move. Without cash flow in your business won't move. Okay. So you need that. So you can turn your experiences, your knowledge, skills, and or passions into digital products that help others around the clock, and you can make money doing it. Okay. Now, in the beginning, of course, and if you're a solo entrepreneur, you're wearing all the hats. You're the face of the business. That's why in my community, to even join, you have to have a facial profile image, not an avatar, not a logo. People want to do business with people, real people. Okay. They need to know who you are. People are paying you their hard-earned money. They're not paying it to a logo. They're paying it to you. You're a real person. You're really trying to help somebody. So these are the expectations, right? Now, if you're trying to do faceless and all of that, I'm not your person. I don't do faceless. I like for people to know who I am, and I want to know who they are, because I'm truly trying to help people, right? If you're genuine and you know you're trying to help people, that's not going to be an issue for you. You're going to want people to know who you are. You're going to want to be known for that thing. You can't be known as a logo. All right. So, I mean, when people ask you, what do you want to be known for? I mean, if nobody sees you, they don't know what you're known for. Okay. So you got to make it make sense. Right. So you're the face of the business because it's around you and your skills, your knowledge, and what you're sharing. You need to create the content that is shared, because only you know the process that you use that you want to teach others. So you are responsible for sharing that content. You are the one that's helping these people, your clients, your students, get the results. You are the one that's doing the networking and the helping and the piecing together. You are the one that's handling everything behind the scenes. as well as the tech setup and the sales. I mean, when you're a business of one, you're handling everything. Okay. And it's a lot because everything has levels and everything has a learning process. That's why everybody ain't built for entrepreneurship, because everybody ain't ready to put in the work. Now, the great thing about being a business of one and being an entrepreneur is you'll make more money in a shorter period of time if you did put in the work. Okay. You can work a job for a lifetime and not make as much money as you made just being an entrepreneur. If you just put in the work for a little bit amount of time, short-term sacrifice for long-term gain, and you can make it happen. All right. So if you just buckle down for 6 months to 12 months and put in the work, you will probably make what you make in a year in a month if you did it right. Okay. So if you really buckled down and did what you were supposed to do. And the way you could do this is you can put that knowledge in workshops in like a workshop format, or a complete course or a membership or coaching program where you're actually working with them. You could do it as a mentorship program. And I didn't mention here, but it is not so much digital if it's done for you services, but you could offer a service, okay, at first, where you're doing it for them. You're doing it as a service. I don't really promote that aspect of it, but sometimes you have to do it in the beginning if you're trying to gain experience. It just depends on what it is that you're trying to do or show or prove to others that you're trying to do. But there's ways of proving that digitally, and that does not require you to do a done for you. It can be a done with you. And that is more of the coaching mentorship type of thing. I like the done with you. I don't want to do the work for someone else so far as because it makes them lazy. I feel like I'm doing a disservice to my students and to my mentees if I'm doing it for them because they're not learning how to fish for themselves. I need for them to learn how to fish for themselves so that way they can take care of their family and they're not reliant on me or nobody else to produce income for them but them. And the only way they're going to do that, if I do everything for them, then they're not learning how to do it for themselves. And therefore it's hurting them, because if I was to disappear or if something was to happen to me and they're reliant on me and I'm no longer here, then that means their business goes down the drain. That's not good. Same thing as I raise my kids. We raise our children to be productive adults, to be able to survive in this world without us, right? So I need to teach my students and my mentees how to run their businesses without me, right? That's only right. That only makes sense. So done for you services is great if it's something quick, but it's better to me if it's done with you, a done with you service. It just depends, okay? Because you got some people that run businesses already that needs to hire a done for you service type of situation for their business, but they're already making money. We're not talking about that kind of situation, because if they're in that kind of situation, they're not watching this video. They're not just starting a digital product business, right? If they're off making money somewhere else, right? Because they're running that business right now. They're not even looking up at this information because they've already made $5,000, $10,000 a month. Okay. So this video is more for beginners who are starting out and who needs to learn this information on how to escape their 9-to-5 and the characteristics and the things that they need to put in place or be thinking about to make this happen. Right. So those are some of the things that I teach my mentees how to sell. And that's what we talk about in the Digital Empire Builders community. I'm gonna put a link to that community below so that way you can get the free training and be able to go through core. So that way you can have your core digital product mapped out, because off of that core digital product, what happens is you are able to create product splinters, which are digital, and you will have multiple digital products to sell that are all focused. It allows you to build authority. It allows you to share your knowledge. And it also allows you to build out a digital product empire around something that you're knowledgeable about and want to help other people help with, right? So that's the easiest and most, if I was to go back in time and tell my younger self to do it, this is exactly what I would do. So, and I'm doing it myself because this is exactly what I would tell my younger self to do based on everything that I know now that I did not know then. And that is what I'm sharing with you. So the quickest way on things that you could sell would be a workshop, a course, a membership, a coaching program, or a mentorship type of program where you're helping people accomplish a goal that they are looking to accomplish. So hopefully this was helpful. Know that it's okay to be a business of one. Know that you can be successful with or without a team. It is all boils down to what type of business you want. In the beginning, you are running your business by yourself and you're wearing all the hats. Be patient, allow yourself some grace, and know that there's levels to this, and there's certain things that in certain stages and milestones you're going to have to reach yourself in order to even put together a team and to create SOPs and processes that can go beyond you. But you need to learn them in the beginning so you can know what you need to sell, how you need to sell what you need to sell, and the process that goes along with it in case you ever were to bring on a contractor or hire somebody that you want to delegate that task to. At least you're not oblivious and know what's going on within your business. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you in lesson 3.